Guys, an opponent that counts. How much are they looking forward to it? What are you trying to see from them tomorrow night?
You've been talking to them. They didn't tell you?
I want to know from you. What
From me?
head coach is looking for.
Yeah, I guess. They get tired playing against each other, and they've been here all summer and played against each other all summer every day. And so it was good to do the exhibition and the scrimmage, and a lot more fun when there's people in the stands.
Talking to Issa, he says how much he's grown in the off season. What did you see last year that you asked him to improve upon, and what are your expectations going into that second season?
Be more consistent. I mean, I think be more consistent in every phase. I think he had to get more consistent. I think in his energy level, more consistent shooting the ball. I think he'll pass it better because I think his understanding is better of what we do and where people are going to come open. So he's come back much more skilled.
They're announcing that starting five tomorrow. Who comes out first?
Who comes out first? I don't know.
Who's the starting five? Not
Oh. I thought you wanted me to tell you who they were going to introduce first. I don't know. I don't know yet. JC for sure. Probably Elijah and Nate for sure. Probably Issa and somebody else.
You feel confident having Tariq be that first guy off the bench in a role like what Jayshon had last year?
I think that'd be great. Yeah, I think he brings energy, and that's important. It's important that the guy coming in brings energy, particularly the way we play.
What are you expecting out of Mount St. Mary's tomorrow?
They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to press. And it'll be an interesting game because they're going to press and we're going to press. And they're going to shoot a lot of threes. And we've been shooting a lot of threes. It'll be fun to watch as long as we win.
You did a good test to see how they really defensive officiating will point an emphasis on that.
Honestly, in the exhibition and the scrimmage, I think they got tired of blowing the whistle. They got to slow down at the end, They ran out of air, maybe that was it. But I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to do what we have to do. I mean, we've worked really hard at keeping our hands off of people, and let me put it this way: as long as we can't reach into the cylinder, they shouldn't be able to reach out of it. So if they officiate the cylinder both ways, we'll be fine.
A lot about Nate's improvement over the offseason. We saw it during the season last year too. How much of that, I know health has to do with it, his hand and all of that, but confidence and just going out there, seeing that he can do it, and now knowing that in this offseason he's going to be counted this year.
I don't know that confidence was ever a problem. I think he played his sophomore year hurt all year, and really wasn't able to shoot the ball with his wrist situation. And then he had the surgery, and it takes a while. It takes a while to come back from that. But I thought he played really well at the end of last year. I thought he was one of our better players at the end of last year, and he's gotten even better now. He's so much more consistent. We all have our bad days. He's had a bad day or two, but he's been probably our most consistent guy by far. Well, he understood how to play, I think, is probably the biggest thing, because I got to see him more than I normally see guys, and just every time I watched him, he just knew how to play. He can pass it, he can shoot it, he's got good size. Nobody guards in high school. I mean, it's foolish to put your best player on anything other than their worst player, because you got to have him in the game. So I wasn't sure, but then you watch him move his feet. He had good feet. He played football, so he's got a little toughness. I just thought he had he had a chance to be really good for us and kind of do what he's doing. He's kind of like the glue that holds us together. He's got a great demeanor and he's competitive. You know, he's always been competitive. Yeah. The good thing though, Bob, is we can play him anywhere. You know, he's kind of like Deshaun was. You know, when we played 1-3-1, I could play Day anywhere. Day knew every spot and knew the intricacies of every spot, and Nate's the same way.
A chance of maybe using in ending clock situations. I know you have to go ball screen out in that situation, but is that one of the areas that he might be more of an offensive focal point?
I think it'll end up being that sometimes. I mean, it's all about mismatches. And, you try to get a mismatch so that you can create numbers. And he certainly passes it well enough, and he shot the ball pretty consistently for us. So it's going to be one of those perimeter guys.
Is it going to be rebounding and turnovers? Is that what we're going to be talking about? Is that what you're going to be concerned about the most with this team?
Well, we're certainly concerned with turnovers. I mean, we still are just very charitable with the ball. We want to make sure everybody touches it. It's frustrating when you work as hard as we work to steal it, then give it right back to them. And we haven't done a very good job we haven't made the improvement that I'd like for us to make.
Is it poor decisions? Is that what it is? Execution?
It's a combination of everything. Sometimes we throw it over their head, sometimes we hit them in the foot. You know, sometimes we throw it and the guy's standing right, defense standing right between where they're trying to throw it. I don't know. It's hard. The hard part about the way we're playing is it's hard to play at that speed and with that kind of emotion on a defensive end, and then have to turn it off on the offensive end and calm down and relax. That makes it hard.
Is that, you think, the ceiling on this team? Is that how good this team's going to be? Is how well they take care of the ball ultimately?
That's going to be a big part of it. That and we haven't rebounded very well. Our bigs have not rebounded the ball very well at all. So we've got to get much better at that aspect.
Now I'm guessing in Purdue they had some big kids that might have been part of it, or they're not getting the ball the way you want them to.
Well, they were big, but we still got to rebound the ball. We're going to play against big people. Maybe not as big as the guys Purdue had, but we're going to play against big people.
Can you get rebounding from other positions?
We did. Nate rebounded it well, and Issa can rebound. Issa from the three position ought to be one of the better rebounders in the world.
Bob, you made a comment about a month ago or so. Javon could end his career as maybe putting in the most minutes or hours in the gym of any player you've ever had. I mean, that seems like quite a statement to be making. What have you seen as far as his determination and want to get himself better?
Well, he was on an off day. He was in there for a couple hours. You know, when we gave him off, 2 days, and he was in there at least 2 hours a day. And, I think once he figures out that it's not, you don't have to make the game hard. The game's hard enough just on its own. You don't have to try to make it hard. And he does that sometimes. You know, he turns down shots that he should shoot and takes harder shots. He forces passes when he shouldn't force passes. And I think once he can, kind of the game slows down a little bit for him, and he makes it easier, which he's got the ability to make it easier, then I think he'll have the whole package.
Coach, but Issa, he obviously came into a situation where, you had seniors, you had other upperclassmen, other leaders on the team, so he didn't have to come in, and be that guy right away as a freshman. Sort of like a Ben Simmons or something last year. Have you ever thought about, if he had been thrown in, if he had to be that guy coming in, would he be a different player? Would it have hurt his career or helped his career? Or would it be,
I don't know.
I guess ultimately what I'm asking is a good situation for him last year to be with those upperclassmen.
Well, it was a great situation for him to be with those older guys, but it's also a great situation that Jay Sean wanted to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Because I think we all know Jay Sean deserved to start if he wanted to start.
Sure.
But he knew that coming off the bench was better for our team, and he was more comfortable doing that. We started him one game. He had a terrible game. He said, "Please don't start me again." And I think Issa coming off of the high school career he had was not really used to coming off the bench. So I think that was a good situation for him. Now, was it best for him? I don't know.
Right.
He's got it. He just once he learns to turn the motor up, and not continue to go to speed limits, but kind of push it a little bit. He's got a chance to be special. But until he does that, he won't be. He glides too much, he's just got a laid back personality.